Muslim is asking to call. So I said, okay, I will call you.
Hello,
Yes, my friend. You said you want to call
can you
me?
hear me?
I'm fine. You are a Muslim?
Oh, yeah,
You're a Muslim,
yeah.
my friend?
Now I was, but I'm not sure actually. But till I watch your videos, till then I was, but now I'm not sure actually.
Oh, so you left Islam because you were watching my videos?
You can say like that.
Okay, but now
I have
let
some.
me warn you, my friend. If you leave Islam, you will
Yeah.
not get the transparent women.
Yeah, you're right.
No, come on. I mean, think about it. Isn't it beautiful to have a woman? She is transparent, and you can see the marrow of her bones. I mean, for me, always I wanted to have that, but because I'm poor, I cannot afford it. And and I asked doctors how I can make my wife transparent. He said it's going to cost you a lot because they need to use a lot of Clorox, you know. And it's it is really it's a dream for every human being. So why you are leaving Islam, my friend? This is not right.
I'm actually not totally leaving, but still confused. I have some questions. So
Oh,
yeah,
so like you need the final shot.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, you know
And
what?
yeah, you're right.
I will do
Uh,
my duty to bring you back to Islam in this session,
yeah.
because I don't want to take advantage of you. I want you to look at the
Yeah.
screen, my friend, and tell me, are you sure really you want to leave Islam and leave this?
Yeah, if the teaching, of course, goes against the normal sense or something like that, yeah, of course.
No, I mean, look at the screen. You don't want to have a woman like this, my friend? Come on. Look at this position. I mean, this
uh,
is really, look at this one. This one is even more dangerous. Look at this one. Ew.
you know.
Yeah. So you will have a woman like this, which is so beautiful and
Yeah.
so,
So,
guys, I cannot continue. Sorry, guys. I'm being tempted. I have to go. I have to go. This is very tempting. So why? Okay,
oh
so
no.
why you left Islam, my friend? Or let's say why you are in your way to leave Islam. Go ahead.
Yeah, many of the teachings of like our religion doesn't make sense to me. Like they always like if you go in masjid, our masjid,
Hmm.
like yeah, they always try to like tell you some like fake stories to make you believe or make like as they say like make your iman high or something, make
Hmm.
your iman level high.
Hmm.
Just to
The
do
fabricated
that, they
stories. Yeah.
use like yeah fake stories to make. Just to do that, they use fake stories.
Like a debate
Like
between a
when
Christian and a Jew, and how the Jew converted to Islam right away.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is right.
Yeah.
Actually, they use yeah many fake logic, many fake stories just to convert.
Yeah.
And I asked once to someone that why do you do that? Then they said that to if you want to like keep them in religion, you have to do that. I
Hmm.
asked my brother also once that why do you use some narrations like which everyone agrees also that it's false. But yeah, it's looks nice. The story looks nice, but everyone agrees it's false. But still, they use that to keep them in the religion
Yeah,
so
because
that they don't go out of the
they're
religion.
allowed to lie, and if the lie serves the purpose, it's okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And this is telling you that this is satanic
Okay.
religion.
Can I explain my like how I came up to this? I mean, before, do you know this one? Tablighi Jamaat.
الجماعة والتبليغ, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's quite famous now, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
So before I was in that group because my brother is in that group. Okay.
Okay.
So he used to tell me. I mean, I used to hear like lots of fake stories in that like from them. So that time it was not entering in my head because that time I was thinking I have to follow. At that moment, I was thinking that I have to follow like Quran and Sunnah. Okay. So my logic was this: I will follow Quran and Sunnah. Okay, not fabricated narrations, of course. Then I went back to like you can say Salafism, which tells you to follow like Quran and Sunnah only.
Yeah.
Like after that, I found like Zakir Naik, who was like to be he was like yeah quite logical that time. Uh, I used to follow his debate and everything. Then yeah, I used to call everyone to Quran and Sunnah after that. So I called my brother also once that yeah, just come to Quran and Sunnah, not like what you like. Do not make your fake stories to make people believe. Okay, then after quite a long, I was like, yeah, again joined Tablighi Jamaat because of like, yeah, brother was like trying to prove me something. Then yeah, again I joined. Then again, again I left. Then again joined. Yeah, Ahl Hadith. Okay. Okay. After that, okay, something was not making sense in Hadith. So I was asking question to many people. Then I found Quran only Muslims. Okay. Then I joined. Okay, Quran only. That I will follow only Quran. Like Hadith was not making any sense to me. There was many Hadiths which like goes against humanity. So it was not making sense. So I joined like one group, not group like forums,
Hmm.
one forum in that like they only talk about like Quran, not Hadith. Like they do not like Hadith,
Mm.
so they only follow Quran. That was making sense to me. Then I found Rashid Khalifa. Okay, and quite a long, yeah, I followed him, Rashid Khalifa. But I was like in my heart, I cannot accept him as a messenger of God. I don't know why, but I cannot. He was telling that he was a messenger of God by using some verses of the Quran. Okay, that was also not making any sense to me. Then okay, finally, yeah, I was not following him either. Then I found Edip Yüksel. Do you know Edip Yüksel?
Who? Yeah, actually,
Edip,
this guy he debated me. He ran away in the middle of the debate. He is the assistant of Khalifa, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Did he debate?
he's a Turkish, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Turkish.
he ran away. He was debating me in ABN, and he flee. He took the hike.
Is it online? Is it in YouTube?
Yeah, I think so. And it was like 30 minutes after I debated him. He took a hike. He took his bicycle and ran. Yeah.
uh, as I know, like yeah, he always like try to challenge people. Like yeah, he says he knows what he talks about. So I was like, yeah, quite a long time I was following him. After I like maybe 4 or 5 days now, I found you and listening to your lectures and debates. Yeah, I was interested. Till now, I was following only Quran. Okay, after listening to you, like I'm in little doubt. Little
Little,
doubt. I
little,
have some
little doubt
questions.
only. Little doubt. After all what you heard from me,
Uh,
little doubt. Be honest. Come on. I don't think
yeah,
it's a
you
little doubt. I think it's a lot of doubt.
like as you know, it's my birth religion. Okay, so still I have some like love for the religion. Like cannot leave the religion so easily. Like because it like yeah, I was born into this religion, and around me the people are in this religion.
You see, my friend. Let me tell you something. Do you believe that we are
Yeah,
born into stupidity?
yeah, yeah.
Born into stupidity? No, we are not born to be stupid. You are a smart, intelligent
Okay,
person, and
okay, yeah,
you are not born to be stupid. The proof God He gave you brain. So I'm not going to stay in something just because I'm born in it, including Christianity. If Christianity is false, I'm not going to stay in it. It's because I'm born in a family. That's why we Christians, we don't believe that you are born of a Christian family that you make you a Christian. Christian, you can ask any Christian, he will tell you you have to be reborn again, which means you have to think, to believe,
yeah,
and to accept, not as a kid, but as a mature adult man or woman. So then you
yeah,
are going to be reborn again. So we have to reborn with the truth, not to accept things we learn from our family. What our family worship rocks and kills rocks like Muhammad. Are we going to do the
yeah.
same? That is not right. So we are not really born to be stupid. We are born to be smart. But either we decide to be stupid,
No, this is right
yeah.
because yeah, like I was born in a okay Hanafi background. Okay,
Mhm.
in my area, if you go against that, this is very dangerous. Even I was like inviting in Quran and Sunnah. Still, I had to suffer a lot. Like I had to debate and go to scholars, like hear many insults from them.
Yeah.
They insulted me a lot. Like they even challenged me and challenged me. Like, there was like one great scholar. Okay, they call it great scholar. Like very good scholar from Pakistan. He's coming
Mm.
in our country.
Mm.
So he learned from Pakistan. So he called me, and there was many people surrounding him, and I was only the one. Okay. they was telling me that if you continue this dawah here, we will force you not to come in masjid. Like they were threatening me.
Mm,
They were, like that time I was like 17 years old maybe, and they were like 50, 55 years old.
mm.
They were threatening me that, yeah, if you do this da'wah, you will not enter this masjid again. Like they were threatening me. So, yeah, so that, yeah, I was, since before I was like against my belief, against them. So yeah, I don't have problem in that, but still have like some like, yeah, love, little bit love for like, yeah, Islam, you can say.
Well, look like you've been through a lot of things in your life, and
Yeah.
it's time for you to get out of this cult, my friend. So allow me to invite you to get out of it and to denounce Muhammad and to say clearly that you are out of it. That's it. You are smarter than this. You are smarter than this
Yeah,
cult. I can tell.
this, yeah,
So
yeah.
are you going to say Muhammad is not a prophet?
No, I agree with you this thing,
Okay,
but
that's
I
wonderful.
have one problem, that is,
Yeah.
suppose, yeah, he's not a prophet, okay, he's not a prophet,
Okay.
then how can we believe that, suppose, how can we believe that Christianity is true or something? Like what evidence you have to prove that Christianity is the right or something?
That's a good question. You see, it's not about evidence, it's about the truth. As much it exists, it's going to prove itself. You see, if I prove to you something doesn't mean it's true. Let me make it simple for you. I have a degree in law, all right? So let us say
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer and you are accused of a crime. Somebody accused you of a crime and he was able to prove it, but is that true? You are the one who committed the crime? No, but he was having enough evidence to get you busted, let us say. You know what I mean? So they can
Yeah.
get two fake witnesses, and then you are convicted with the crime, correct? Even
Yeah.
though you did not do it. So when we speak about evidence, we need to be sure that this is not evidence of the man. This is evidence of God.
Mhm.
Otherwise, men, they
Yeah.
can fabricate evidence. As you heard, you yourself, they told you many stories, just, and you notice that they are lying just to make people believe, correct?
Correct.
So they are using fake evidence to make you believe in what they call the truth. Now, God don't approve that, the true God. So what Jesus said, from their fruits you shall know them. In order to know who is Jesus, you go and examine his fruits. So
Okay.
go and read the Bible, the New Testament. That is easier for you to read because it's not involved history, or it's about Jesus talking, teaching, his wisdom. Examine his fruits, examine who is he, what he was about.
Okay.
And then you do not need a Christian prince to prove to you who is Jesus. Jesus himself will prove that to you. The proof,
Okay.
what the Lord, he said, search for the truth. Read the books, search
Mhm.
for the truth, and the truth will set you free. How the truth will set you free?
Okay. Uh-huh.
The second became in a real meeting with the truth, then you will not be deceived. And this is what it means to be free. You are free of deception.
Correct.
Nobody can fool you, nobody can take you down, nobody can make fun of you, because when somebody fool you, by the way, is making fun of you. If I make you now believe that a tree, it's mean I made fun of you.
Yeah.
It is not the tree is the stupid, it is you who believe in the tree, correct? So
Correct.
you make fun of yourself by not discovering the truth. So in Christianity is totally different from Islam. You have to
Uh-huh.
investigate, and you have to check it out yourself, and you need to find the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the truth, according to the
Uh-huh.
Bible, is Jesus. Now, how me as an Arab who grow up in a Islamic society, who hear Quran, so you wake up in the morning, Allah Akbar, you open the TV, Muhammad is the best of mankind. You go to the bathroom, you are doing poo-poo, you hear it, Muhammad, because the
Yeah.
most
Right.
the most they have like 20 speakers. The Prophet of Allah, he was the best of mankind. Allah wa malaikatahu everybody is praising Muhammad. You go in the street, they say to you, did you hear the dog,
Right.
how he act when he saw the adhan? The dog, he got scared. He's not
That's right. That's
he's
right.
not praising. Did you see the rabbit? The rabbit when he eat the ram, brother?
Yeah.
I mean, there's an obsession. So when you live in a society full of obsession of Muhammad, how
Yeah.
you can discuss if Muhammad is true prophet or not? Who dare? Nobody.
That's right. Yeah.
For me, I'm a free person. I was in a society where Muhammad, nobody can question him, but anyone can question Christianity. Actually, you are questioning about Christianity every day, every second, because
Mm-hmm.
They take, you are the weak person in the society. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
attack you. The TV attack you. The books attack you. The teacher attack you. Everybody making fun of you, making fun of your belief. So how you can be
Yeah.
Christian after all of this? The
Uh-huh.
answer is very simple. I was very sure that because Christ is the truth, they were attacking him,
Mm-hmm.
because I could not find anything they speak about Jesus against Jesus is true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what make Jesus not God for them? Because he's born of a woman? Well, isn't it the Quran says that Jesus, he was able to make people come from death? How come they
Yeah.
remember? They remember that he's born of a woman when they want. They forgot that he is a person who can do what nobody do. If you go and count the miracle of Jesus in the Quran, you will find there's nobody in this earth, all
Mm-hmm.
prophets of God together, they could not do 1% of what Jesus did. And here you need to ask
Yeah.
yourself, okay, if Jesus is just a prophet, why, if Allah is his God and he is a prophet of Allah, why Allah gave him all those miracles? Look at the excuse the
Right.
Muslim they give you, and I'm sure you heard that. They say to you, in the time of Musa's magic was popular, so God
Yeah.
gave Musa's magic, but Musa's was not having a
Uh-huh.
magic. This was a miracle, not a magic. And in the time of Jesus, brother Tatar, science is very, very advanced. And because it was very advanced, the God, he gave him science.
Correct.
Medicine was very, but Jesus did not give medicine. Did Jesus give medicine to the blind man? He said to him, go and drink it, like come after 3 days, and you will be able to see. He did not give him medicine. Where is the medicine? I mean, they fool you. Even their answer is so stupid, it's so dummy. It's really like make you
Right.
feel like you want to throw up. Jesus did not
Yeah.
give medicine to the one who is dead. He did not give medicine to the one who is blind. He did not give medicine to the one who cannot walk. He just said to him, walk, and the guy walked.
Uh-huh.
Jesus did not give
But
medicine to the one who have a leper. So we need to
yeah.
ask ourselves, if Jesus can do all of those things,
Yeah.
the question why? If the purpose
Uh-huh.
of God to make me believe that Jesus is a prophet, will God he fail? Because he
Yeah.
made me believe that Jesus is God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I sponsor a prophet of God to make you believe that he's a prophet, and then what I did make you believe that is God, that means it's my fault. I'm the stupid one. I am the one who made you believe in that. Because if why we Christian believe that Jesus is God is not because just said he's I am. I can say I am God too.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says to me, okay, show us God, Christian Prince. I say, okay, the one who saw me, he saw God, as Jesus said. But people will not
Mm-hmm.
believe in
Yeah.
me. In order to be believed, I have to prove who I am. And Jesus was able to do miracles which nobody can do. And the miracle he
Correct.
speak of fit with the ethic he have, you see, because it's not just an ability of doing something, it is the ethic he teach. It's a wonderful,
Yeah.
amazing, beautiful ethic. Love your enemy. After 2,000 years of Jesus, can you find somebody saying love your enemy? Nobody. Those who speak
Right.
about human rights, speak about what's wrong, what is, nobody can say love your enemy. Nobody will love the enemy. It's impossible to love the
Yeah.
enemy
Can,
unless,
can,
unless,
can I add
yeah,
can I add a question here,
go ahead.
please? Uh, Suppose you said Jesus said like love your enemy. In this context, like Muslim brings that if he loved his enemy, then why did he order to kill children, babies, and this one woman? Explain that,
Okay,
please.
you see, the Muslim they shoot themselves in the foot right away when they say they, because my friend, isn't it the God of Islam, the Muslim, they believe that
Mhm.
God, he did the flood of Noah.
Yeah.
Okay, why he killed the children and the women and etc. If the God of Islam is justice, God he gave life, and
Yeah.
God he can take life. You see, when we say kill, it's not really too much accurate as much as was we are giving back what God he gave us. God he created us, he take us back. And the same
Mm-hmm.
time, God is about justice, which means if you die and you are not, let us say, accused of a crime, still you will be in heaven. So you're not really dead. You see, when a child he die, even if a child is a Muslim child, he is 1 month old, he die. According to the
Yeah.
Bible, he will go to heaven because he commit no crime, he commit no
Okay.
sin, he did not do anything wrong. So death here does not mean your end. And those
Mm-hmm.
are enemies. The Jews are trying to survive. The enemy are killing them, and the Jews are fighting back. So we need to look at that atmosphere at that time. What happened? The Jews are
Mm-hmm.
not fighting to kill. the Jews are fighting to survive. The enemy is killing
Mm-hmm.
them. The Jews, they've been captured, they've been enslaved, the whole nation being enslaved. We need to look at the time they are living in, and then we understand what's happening. So in order to make to this God of the Jews a bad God, then we have to look and see if they are the only one who practice war. And if we say to the
Mm-hmm.
Jews, don't practice war, do you think they will exist? No, they will kill them. The enemy, they are everybody taking everybody down. So
Mm-hmm.
we talking about people live by the sword and everybody die by the sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in order to judge what is right, what's wrong, we have to go back on time and see what was going on there. The whole nation of Israel been enslaved twice. How those people they can survive?
Yeah.
You know. And in the same time,
Uh-huh.
if killing babies and children, as they say, making
Yeah.
God evil, well, the God of Islam, he did the same. The Muslim believe,
But
the
here,
Muslim believe, hold on, my friend. Do the Muslim believe
yeah.
in Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yes.
Okay. Is
Sorry.
it, is it
Sorry.
is it about God? He burned cities.
Can you explain? Can you repeat again, please?
There is a story in the Quran and a story from the Bible about a nation who they became homo. They are like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So God, he burned the cities, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, the cities have children too.
Uh-huh.
So how they question something they themselves they believe in?
Mm-hmm.
Hypocrisy.
But according to them, they'll tell like, yeah, that's God who did, not it was not an order
So why
to
Muhammad?
do.
Why Muhammad he killed too? Muhammad he killed. And if you go in the Quran, let me
Mm-hmm.
go to the Quran. The Quran praise killing children, not only teach killing children. Any child you suspect that he will leave Islam like you, even if you are a child, should be killed.
Mm-hmm.
If we go in the Quran, let's see.
You meant that story or Moses
Yes, Moses,
and
Moses and Al Khadr.
yeah.
So Al Khadr he found a child who he suspect that he will leave Islam. So he
Mm-hmm.
decided to kill him. Okay. Well, isn't he a child? Yes. What is a crime? He did not commit the crime yet.
Mm-hmm.
You see, at least those are the sons of the enemies, and the enemies are killing their children. The Jews, they believe in the law, eye for an eye. This is the justice. You kill my children, why my
Mm-hmm.
children deserve to die? Your children deserve to live. you
Mm-hmm.
know so, and actually they do that because the enemy do that to them. They kill their children. You see, in the old days, when they attack a place, uh,
Yeah.
they come and they kill everybody to be sure that the children would not grow up and seek revenge for their parents.
Yeah.
Because okay, he's a child now, but tomorrow he's a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they used to do that with the Jews. They used to go and attack them and kill them. And the Jews, in order to survive, they are the purpose is not killing. The purpose is defending themselves. In the same time,
Mm-hmm.
we are not justifying the war, but the war, it happened for a reason. Nobody want war.
Mm-hmm.
The Quran itself, in chapter 5, verse number 21, it says that Allah is the one who ordered the Jews to go and kill the Palestinians. And because
Mm-hmm.
they refused to kill the Palestinians, Allah he punished them, and he made them lose their way to in the desert, to go to Jerusalem, or to go to the Holy Land. Here in front
Mm-hmm.
of us, the same story, chapter 18, verse number 74. So why it's okay in the Quran to go and kill the Palestinians, but in the Quran, if you ask them why it's okay to kill the Palestinians, they say to you, well, at that time the Palestinians, they were not believers,
Mm-hmm.
so it's okay to kill them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The double standard.
Yeah.
But this is not really the reason why the Jews and the Palestinians, they were in war, not because they are believer and disbeliever. Yes, they are disbelievers.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there is a war. Let us say those people believe in something and those people believe in something else, but there is a war already happening between them, and the other party is attacking them. They
Mm-hmm.
attack them, they kill them, they rape their women, etc. So the war, it's not happening because I like to come and kill you. The war is happening
Yeah.
because you are coming and you are killing me.
Uh-huh.
In the story in the Quran, if you go to chapter 5, verse number 21, uh, see, I'm getting older. not old, older. uh, if we go in the Quran, this is chapter 5, verse number 21. Allah, He is ordering the Jew to attack and assault the ones who live in the Holy Land. If we ask the Muslims, what is the purpose of this attack? It says here in the
Hmm.
Quran, Allah assigned the land for you, which mean here, it's not those people attacking the Jews, it is the Jews attacking them.
Correct.
Okay, well, those people are not people, they aren't a human, they have family and they have children. So why it's okay in
Yeah.
the Quran to attack them, but it's not okay in the Bible
Can I
to
add
defend
something,
themselves?
please?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, as for the Muslim belief, like Islamic belief, they believe that order, like Allah ordered fight, but according to like they quote like hadith, which says that do not kill women, do not kill children, do not burn trees, do not kill the monks and the rabbis.
Mm.
They quote like that hadith.
My friend, there is many proofs that Muhammad he ordered to kill the children, and I will give you an example. When the
Sure.
Muslims attack the Jews in Khaybar,
Yeah.
they order all the male to take off their clothes, and if the male he have little hair around his private part, they slaughter him. That's mean you are a child, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I can find you the hadith right now as we speak. Let us see. So
Yeah.
there's a guy he was reporting why he was not killed, simply because when they ask him, the Muslim they attack his tribe, they ask him to take off his clothes, and because he don't have hair around his private part, he survive. That's mean they kill all the kids.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay. Can you please? Yeah.
Yeah. Let us see. I'm trying to find it. This search engine is not really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us see. I will find it for you. Here we go. I have it on the screen. You can read the screen with me.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, and this is Sahih Hadith. Look what
All
it
right.
says. I was among the captives of Bani Qurayza, and the companions examined us, and those who had begun grow their hair in the private part area were killed. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, that's mean they are children. So they
Those who
lie,
had not, you know,
and this is Sahih Hadith.
but
So they
what does that mean? That those who do not had not were not killed? What does it mean by that?
well, that's mean the one who don't have hair is the one only survive, and which means Islam consider you a child only if you don't have a little, if you don't have nothing, no hair around your private part. The
Mm-hmm.
second they saw little hair coming out, it's mean you are not a child, should be killed. So how they say to
Uh-huh.
us that this is not, uh, we don't teach killing for children. It's a lie,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Okay.
So I showed you the proof, right? I mean, we cannot deny
Uh-huh.
that.
That's right.
Yeah.
But what they say is like the Bible. But they claim that the Bible says that kill the babies. Is it true?
You see, it's better if you show me the verses and we can answer based on the verses, because
Oh,
simply,
okay.
every story have different interpretation and different. Because as an example, like a man, he says, God destroy their children, kill their babies. This guy is praying. It's a prayer. It's not something happened. You know what I mean? So you need
Okay.
to bring me those examples. However,
Uh,
how they can question that if they themselves they are doing that? Same time they came
right.
to Muhammad and they said to him, during the attack we are killing children. He said, which means there are rihum. He said wahum minhum. which means they are from
Mhm.
them. So kill them. So what? You can kill them. Not a big deal. Muhammad did not
Uh-huh.
say, nowhere he said, don't do it. It's a lie. You see, they say the prophet he forbid killing women. So who is
Mhm.
Qurfa? Who is Qurfa? Who is there's a woman she was laughing just because she was laughing after because she went crazy and they were killing her family. They slaughter her.
Mhm.
The crime was she is only laughing.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
you know that. Yeah.
yeah. So they lie. You know, you see, they can lie. They can mention those things for somebody who don't have education about we
Correct.
don't kill
Yeah.
children, we don't kill, etc. And then they try to use what is written in the Old Testament about people who lived thousands of years ago before Muhammad to
Mhm.
give an example of how life should be after now. But they don't ask themselves why Muhammad he do what nobody should do at that time. You see, the world was going forward.
Mhm.
When Musas have a law, the others don't have a law. There's a few nations have what is called law. Like the Assyrian, they have a law. The Jews, they have a, but very few nations they have really something called law. So
Mhm.
we are talking about a time where nobody have rights. The rights is done by the sword. The one who is strong, he take the money of the poor. The one who
Mhm.
is strong, he make himself a king. You know, kings are made not because they deserve. It's not by election. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like gang. You
Yeah.
know, I gang a bunch of guys. We attack you. We make myself a king. I am the most scary person between them. This is exactly Muhammad. And then I make everybody pay me. And here we go. I will have a
Mhm.
palace. And now I have my men. I pay them salary. And now I am the king. It's not a king's.
Can I add something here?
Yeah.
Like usually what I know is that there are some narrations which says like Prophet Muhammad, like he didn't in his house, like for 3 days there was no gas or something, like there was no fire for cooking food.
Oh,
So he was living such a like tough life.
man. So where is the fifth of every attack goes? Al khumsu lillahi wa rasulih. Every attack, Muhammad will take the fifth. So the Muslim they were rich and he was poor. Go and see. Okay, how many slaves Muhammad he have? The question.
Hmm.
Okay, how somebody cannot even have a fire to cook in it, but he owns slaves?
Yeah.
You see, I like to have a
That's right.
dog. I like to have a dog. All right. But one
Yeah.
one of my concern, if I have a dog, I have to pay for insurance. I have to pay him
Hmm.
to take the dog to a doctor. I have to buy him food, which means the dog will cost me really as if I am have a person or even more. So if I cannot afford having a dog, why I have a dog? How I can have a dog? And now we are talking about a human. They are a human who Muhammad he have them as slaves. He have many slaves, tons of slaves. So
Yeah, that's right.
how he cannot, or he is so poor, but yet he have many slaves. Who is the one is paying for
Right.
the slaves? He have many,
Uh-huh.
saying somebody is paying for the slaves. Who? Allah.
Correct.
Who's feeding them? You know, they keep talking about
Yeah.
Bilal. Bilal, he died. The poor guy, you know, Muhammad, he died, and still Bilal is
Hmm.
not freed. So who was paying? Who was feeding Bilal? Where Bilal? There's no fire, brother. Why is there's no fire? I mean, at that time, fire cost money. At that time, who's going to believe in this garbage? At that time, to have fire, you need to pay. Like you have to pay to the gas company. You have to pay to who?
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Right.
just a
Right.
wood, just a wood from the desert, and you light it up. I mean, what you cannot have a fire? It's a joke.
Do you know
Or
like
they say to you, before Muhammad he died, when Muhammad he died, he borrow, he gave his weapon to the Jew and he borrow money, right?
right.
But there's no Jews there. He killed them all.
Uh,
What Jew?
correct.
He went to Washington D.C.
Uh,
You know what I mean? If Muhammad killed all the
yeah.
Jews in Medina, this is Muhammad before he died supposedly. Now he's like almost dead. So how he
Hmm.
gave his etc. to the Jews and there's no Jews? What Jews? He was so poor.
Yeah. Hmm.
The attack on Khaybar, all the money, where it goes where? Who took it?
But according to like yeah, what they say is that he donates all the money to the poor. He doesn't
Absolutely.
keep.
You see, do you know the story of in the Quran where it's speaking about uh, the wives of Muhammad? They are fighting over the gifts.
Over the gifts.
The gifts.
No.
Yeah. Well, you know, Aisha
Hmm.
and the wives of Muhammad they were in competition. So
Okay.
the wives of Muhammad, they made
Mm-hmm.
a united front against Aisha. And the problem is that all the gifts, they go to the house of Aisha when Muhammad is in the house of Aisha. So if
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad is poor, why those women are fighting over the gifts? You know, if it's not
Mm-hmm.
valuable, Aisha, there's many I can show you tons of stories. Aisha, she have in gift in here what it's called like birthday or let's say occasion of marriage, more than 100,000 piece of gold. What the
Uh-huh.
Muslims are talking about. Let me see if I can find you uh, the story so you can read it. Here we go. This is the story. This is Sunan al-Nisa'i, and this is Hadith. This is Sahih. I don't know if you can see the screen.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Hadith number 3946. You will see here all the story is the women of Muhammad asking Muhammad to be fair and to be justice and to let the people to order the people that give me gifts wherever I am. Now the
Mm-hmm.
gifts are coming to Muhammad. Obviously, they are not candy bar. They are expensive to the point women they are fighting over it, right? And
Right.
why Muhammad is getting gifts from those people if he is giving everything out? And everything
Right.
is out. Look, the women they are going in chaos against this, and they send even his daughter to talk to him. And then Muhammad, because he is unjust, he still insists that Aisha, she is the one who will get all the gifts. Same time, how many wives Muhammad he have?
11 or something.
13 according to Muslims.
13.
And no one knows how many slaves. Okay, how somebody is poor, he cannot light a fire, he have all those women, who is feeding them?
Uh-huh.
They go to work.
Right.
It's a joke. I mean, to have 13 wives, you have to be really rich, because that means you
Mm-hmm.
have
That's
13
right.
houses. You have to have 13 houses, and every woman of them she have her slaves.
Oh, yeah, correct.
They have all of them. They have servants. All of them they have slaves.
Uh-huh.
Who was feeding them? This is very silly argument. All the Muslims caliphate they have tons and hundreds of slaves. Slaves is money. Slaves is money.
Uh-huh.
It's not just it's a property for them. So how they can say Muhammad was poor?
Yeah.
He was poor, yes, before he married Khadija. After he married
Mm-hmm.
Khadija, he became rich. He married an old woman just for the sake of her money. After that, he
Uh-huh.
started attacking the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
And where is the money goes? So when Muhammad in the Quran says the fifth of every attack goes to the Prophet, even the Quran says
Right.
before you go to meet with the Prophet, you have to give charity to the Prophet in
Sure.
order to speak to him in a private consultation.
Yeah.
Okay, you are speaking to me in a private consultation. Did you pay me?
No.
No. So I am not a prophet. I don't claim the ethic of a prophets of God. But here we go. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting with you, spending all this time, and I'm not charging you. And did not ask you to do charity before you talk to me. All those people who they are listening to me, I did not go and say, hey, if you want to talk to me, this is the only those who will give me money, I will talk to you. What kind of a
Sure.
prophet? So when they say to you Muhammad was a poor, it's a pure fat lie.
Yeah.
Muhammad, as an example, this is how much money he
Mm-hmm.
have. Do you know the story about Abu Sufyan?
Can you can you tell so that I can recall?
Bani Umayyah, Muawiyah, Abu Sufyan, the one who Muhammad he bought him to convert to Islam. You
Okay.
don't know the story? Okay.
No.
According to the story, according to the many Islamic reference, that he gave each one of his family 100 camel to convert to Islam. How somebody is so poor can give 100 camel to a man, each one of them,
Correct.
and 4 ounce of
Uh-huh.
gold or silver, etc. So where is the money is coming from? Where Muhammad is getting the 100 camel for each? It's a theft.
Correct.
And as long Muhammad is the one who can order to give, it's mean he's in control of the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Muhammad is poor, but yet the poor guy, he can give me 100 camel, which will make me imagine in the time of Muhammad 100 camel. That's
Uh-huh.
that's priceless. That's mean they are very rich.
Oh yeah. Can I add something here, please?
Yeah.
as they say, like that time when he was like, yeah, donating like this, he had like saying something called like Baitul Mal. From there, he was like when he was government or something, he was like leading the people in Medina or something. Yeah,
Mm.
that
Yeah,
time he had something called Baitul Mal. From
yeah,
there, he
Baytul Mal, my
gives like
friend. But who is the
charities.
one in control of Baytul Mal? Muhammad, right?
Yeah,
And now this
yes.
is not donation. Who said this is donation? Muhammad is buying somebody to believe in him, so he will join him in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And this is again proving to us that Muhammad is a false prophet. Because if he is a true prophet, why he need to buy someone to believe in him? He pay him money.
Yeah.
He knew that they don't believe in him. He knew that
Mm-hmm.
they are not believers, and I will give them money, and they will join me Islam simply because if I have his name, it's like so today I say Trump he became a Muslim, and look
Mm-hmm.
how many countries in the world they would be scared like what you know so I will send a lot of money to Trump. I will send him 100 camel. I know Trump he don't care for me. I know he don't believe in me, but because
Mm-hmm.
he is very important, he's very he's a warrior. He's a scary
Mm-hmm.
man. So I will pay him money in order to be superior, to make more money. Because Muhammad, he will not
Right.
stop there. He's paying a guy who will go in war with him. You know what I mean? The purpose is not, the investment is bigger than this. I will give 100 camel, but yet I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
use him and use his family and use his people so they can go with war with me, and I will make more money. So I will get back the 100 camel. Don't worry.
Correct.
But by giving the
Yeah.
100 camel, I scare the Arab because now I
Mm-hmm.
have this guy with me, and I will make more money because even if he don't go with me in war, just by saying he is believing in me now, people they will be fearing him.
Mm-hmm.
So here
Yeah.
the question is, why in the house you said the house of Baitul Mal, the house of
Mm-hmm.
money, why they have a lot of camels? Where the camels are coming from? You
That's
know
right.
how big
Yeah.
how big the budget became to point we
Mm.
have hundreds of camels are not owned by anyone except Allah. Where the camels are coming from? This is the theft
Yeah.
from the attacking of the Bani Qurayza. There's a
Mm-hmm.
story about Kanzu bin Nuzayr. I don't know if you heard of it, where Muhammad he got a guy, he's a
Mm-hmm.
Jew, and they heard that he's rich and he hide the money of
Mm-hmm.
Bani Nadir. So they brought him and they start torturing him, beating him, asking him to say where is the money.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, they found some of the money, but they could not find all of it, and they killed him still. They tortured the guy just to get the money. The guy he did not know and do any crime. Just we want to know
Mm-hmm.
where is the money. So where is the money of the Jews?
Mm-hmm.
You know how rich the Jews, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Muhammad he's attacking the Jews to kill the money of the Jews to donate the money of the Jews.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, who want to believe in this garbage? Did
That's
Muhammad
right.
even did Muhammad even take their women and their children? And we just showed you that they are killing their children and they
Mm-hmm.
enslave all the women. Where is the women goes? Women is money too, because they
Yeah.
force them into prostitution, they sell them out in the market. The Islamic market
Mm-hmm.
of slavery was one of the biggest market of slavery in history of mankind. Actually, all the black people sold in America or in Europe, they were captured by Arab in North Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You can go right now and
But
go and check.
like as we know that people say like Islam was like Islam came for like Islam came to demolish what was like before, like what happened before, like about for slavery.
My friend, Islam approves slavery and encourages slavery and acknowledges slavery and make it part of its part of it. Because if Islam is against slavery, why Muhammad he owns slaves? And why Muhammad he says, let me show you something. You see, people they have different reading and different understanding.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody free a slave, what is the purpose of a freeing slave in Islam? Do you know?
To get reward.
Reward from who? From God?
Yeah, from God.
No, actually, it's not true. Look what it's happened. When you free a slave, it's a penalty in Islam. It's not a reward. Read with me carefully, please.
Okay.
If you read the chapter 4, verse number 92 as an example, it says that if a man is if a believer, he kill a believer, hmm,
Mm-hmm.
in the case of mistake, let us say it's not a murder, but it happened. So then you have to free a believing slave.
Mm-hmm.
A believing slave. Notice with me here. It's a believing what? Slave. Why the Muslims they have
Slave.
a believing slave?
Oh,
You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah.
Okay. Not only
Yeah.
that, not only that. You see, here is speaking about something very, very, very important. That's if a believer kill, the penalty of killing is a freeing the slave. It's not a freeing slave for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's a penalty. Because you did that, now
Yeah.
I'm going to punish you.
Yeah.
The Arab, they are so crazy about their slaves. They love to own slaves. So now to prevent them from killing each other, the Muslims as Muslims, I will say to them, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you kill a believer, look what will happen to you. Huh? Even if it's by mistake, I will make you free a slave. So the Arab will say,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, I'm not going to do that. So it was
Yeah.
not it was not for the benefit of the slave, because the slave still will be slave. Because he free him,
Correct.
Muhammad, he will slave him again. And there's
Oh
many
yeah.
stories. I can show you tons of stories where people they free their slaves, Muhammad he take them to slavery back.
Mm-hmm.
So here is not a reward because Muhammad is against slavery. The Muslim they say to you step by step, but Muhammad is still on a slave, and he orders slavery, and he captured people and he made them slaves. So how you are fighting slavery, but yet you are owning slaves and making more slaves?
Mm-hmm.
There is a caliphate. His name is Harun al-Rashid. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah. Yeah.
have he have 10,000 belly dancer women in one palace.
Oh my God.
10,000 just for belly dancing. Those are just for belly dancing, which mean they are beautiful women, very beautiful, just for sex
Mm-hmm.
and for belly dancing and for fun. So where is the
Mm-hmm.
slavery is demolished in Islam? If you go,
Mm-hmm.
there's a book. It's called Muwatta Malik. I'm sure you heard of it. Go
Mm-hmm.
and search in
Yeah.
it and search about slavery. Unbelievable. You can touch the slave ass. You can check her vagina. You can lift her dress to look. Umar al-Khattab, he beat a woman because she was covering her top, because a slave is not allowed to cover herself. I mean, it's disgusting.
This is in, which chapter?
Go to Muwatta Malik and search for slavery. Just type slave. Go there. You will find endless. You know.
Uh-huh.
The price of a
Oh.
slave, the value of a slave, if a man kill a slave, it is the most stupid thing ever you can imagine. Disgusting. All of Islam is based on slavery, and until now, the only countries who don't sign the law against slavery is Islamic countries.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear which countries now they own slaves? Libya, Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
Emirat, Bahrain,
Yeah.
Qatar. Okay, why
Mm-hmm.
why why we don't have slaves in UK, in USA, etc. You know,
But why does Muslim scholars like they say that slavery is ended already? Like you cannot own a slave.
where it's ended. It's not ended. This is a lie. Is it is
Mm-hmm.
it ended? Is it ended by Islam? That do you have a, can he show us one statement in the whole Quran? It says free the slave and never own slave. The Quran confirmed the opposite.
Uh-huh.
The Quran confirmed the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things they say it's absolute lie. And why Muhammad he owned slaves? You see why? Okay, Jesus he never owned slave. How many slaves
Mm-hmm.
Jesus have? Zero. How many slaves Peter have? Zero. How many slaves the apostle of Jesus have? Zero. How many slaves Abu Bakr have? Many. Omar have? Many.
Many.
Muhammad have?
Yeah,
Many. I mean, all of them. So they are against slavery, but they are owning slaves.
that's right.
If you are
That
against slavery, if you
that's
are
in my head also.
if you are a decent man and you're against slavery, like it's like saying don't smoke and cigarette in your mouth. You're obviously making fun of yourself and making fun of me. So they
Mm-hmm.
have slaves under their hands, and they are speaking. They are trying to tell us that Islam is against slavery. Well, the one who don't have
Mm-hmm.
a slave is Jesus. You see,
Mm-hmm.
the Christian believe Jesus is God. So
Mm-hmm.
can God? I mean, can he own people? Yes, he's God. People will give themselves as a
Yeah.
slave to him. You know, if I
Yeah.
believe in
Yeah.
Jesus as
Right.
God, if Jesus says to me, I want you to be my slave, I would say, yes, Lord. But he did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
He did not take money from people. He did not
Mm-hmm.
take wages. Imagine if you are a person who can bring somebody from death. You know how much money you can make?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
right.
mean? Kings will pay you
Right.
all their money. The kings that will pay you all their money. Please bring me back to life, please. You know. But
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus, he never asked for money. He never owned slaves. He never even owned a horse. He
Uh-huh.
never even owned a horse. So
Mm-hmm.
to speak about the best example, when show me the best example, a guy he attacked people, he take their women and he raped them. A guy who
Mm-hmm.
enslaved people. Muhammad even received gifts as slaves, correct? Isn't it Mary the cook was a gift from Egypt?
Yeah.
Mary,
Yeah.
Mary and her cousin and many more Egyptian group sent by the ruler
Yeah.
of Egypt and sent it to Muhammad as a gift. Okay, I am a person who is against slavery. A person he knock at my door. He says, Christian Prince, I have a box for you. I open the box. I find a bunch of people, container full of people. They are slaves. If I am a person against slavery, I say, hey, all of you, okay, those are mine. Okay, thank you very much. I
Mm-hmm.
accept the gift. Now all of you go free. That will be a person who is against slavery, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But he took them all and they serve as his slaves until they die.
Yeah.
Even Bilal, even Bilal al-Habashi, which Muslims they speak about him too much. Muhammad he
Mm-hmm.
died and Bilal was still a slave. And Bilal, after the death of Muhammad, he went to Abu Bakr and he said to him, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, free me for the sake of Allah. If you bought me for
Mm-hmm.
yourself, well, keep me for yourself. Which means he's saying to him, you are a hypocrite. All of you, you promised me I will be free if I believe in Islam. So if you bought me
But
for the sake of
isn't
Allah,
it
yeah,
isn't it true that like Bilal was saved from the like the torture of that pagans?
my friend, what torture? Torture what? I mean, because he was a Muslim? Because he was a
Yeah.
Muslim.
Yeah.
You know,
He was a
it's a story. It's possible. I don't know. It's possible, but that will not change the fact. Okay, he was tortured by the pagan. Why don't you release him?
correct.
I mean, the guy who was tortured just because he believed in you, let him go. Make him free. Don't he deserve it? So after he's being tortured, still you make him slave?
Yeah.
That is making it even more horrible.
Mm-hmm.
If a person he believe in me that I'm a prophet and because of that somebody is torturing him and yet I keep him as a slave, that's mean I am the one is torturing him because
Mm-hmm.
nobody like to be slave.
Yeah.
You know, if you imagine somebody take your freedom from you, it's mean you cannot even go to the bathroom without permission, right? So what kind of life this
Correct.
life is? This is a real torture. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, additional to that, even the heaven of Islam teaches slavery because in heaven of Islam, there's 80,000 women. They are waiting for you naked just to be. They're made for you to be sex slaves. And there's
Yeah.
80,000 little child who they are going to serve you according to Muhammad. So heaven of Islam is heaven of slavery,
Mm-hmm.
and heaven
Yeah,
of
that's right.
slavery and the child abuse because those are children's.
Mm-hmm.
If we ask any Muslim, do you like to be one of those 80,000 children? They will say no.
Mm-hmm.
Hypocrisy. So what kind of God to make one person happy? He will enslave 160,000 human being just because I
Mm-hmm.
prayed for him 5 times a day and I say Shahada.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend, I'm glad that you left Islam, but if you, for me, before I go for today, I would like to invite you to accept my Lord, my Savior. You don't accept, this is your the choice.
Mm-hmm.
But for me,
Mm-hmm.
I've been ordered to be a
Mm-hmm.
fisherman for good, to bring you, to save
Mm-hmm.
you, and to tell you the truth. I invite you, my friend. You are a very smart person. You are an intelligent man, and you don't fit in such a cult. So I invite you in the front of more than 500 people to accept the Messiah as your savior. I invite you to believe in the truth, to believe in the
Mm-hmm.
dignity, to believe in what is right, to believe in what is Muslims even call Holy Spirit, but they can't explain how to us how it is holy, but yet it's an angel. The Holy Spirit in the
Mm-hmm.
Bible is a true God. This is why it's
Mm-hmm.
called holy. Angels are not holy in Islam. This is why Allah he ordered the angels to
Mm-hmm.
bow down to Adam because simply they are not holy because they
Mm-hmm.
commit sin. Angels
Mm-hmm.
in the Bible they commit sin too. This is why Shaitan he was an angel himself and he did,
Mm-hmm.
but the one who did not commit sin he is not a sinner. So we are following the true God, the truth,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning and the end. And you can, and take my advice,
Mm-hmm.
you can go and check everything I said to you about Islam or
Mm-hmm.
about Christianity. You can go and read
Mm-hmm.
the gospel of Christ by
Mm-hmm.
four writers. and they are four as four witnesses, but it's not really four books as much. It's four witnesses, four witnesses witnessing for Christ, and the truth will
Mhm.
set you free. For everything there is a truth. Read the wisdom,
Mhm.
open your heart when you read, and see the
Mhm.
amazing teaching of Jesus. If I if
Mhm.
I if I read for you
Mhm.
uh, Jesus speaking to people, and I try to compare uh, between what Jesus say and what Muhammad say, I will not be
Mhm.
able even to get close. I mean, it is far away from
Yeah.
anything we can compare. If we go as an example,
Mhm.
just as an example, if we look of Jesus speaking in the mountain, in the
Mhm.
crowd, I want to play for you this, and I want you to think carefully, and you please listen with your heart, not only with your ears, and you tell me what you
Mhm.
think.
Matthew 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth, and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Rejoice, and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out, and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. It hath been said, Whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery. Again ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. But I say unto you, Swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. Whatsoever is more than these cometh from evil. Ye have heard that it hath been said, An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. If man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect.
Amen to that. Be perfect like your Father, who is perfect in heaven. Love your enemy, bless them, those who curse you, those who persecute you. If you love the one who loves you, what reward have ye? Everybody do that. To be my followers, you have to love those not only who loves you, you have to love even those who hate you. This is the message of my Lord, my friend, and I invite you to accept him as your Lord and as your Savior.
Hmm. I have a question here. Can I ask?
Sure.
The message, okay, the message what you played was beautiful, but why do you think that the majority of the Christians like doesn't follow that or make like do opposite of this?
Okay, well, you see, my friend, you cannot judge Christ by me. You know,
Hmm.
people, they are sinners. There's people there's a Christians who they are wonderful, and there's a Christians that are Christian by name. That's why we told you we believe
Hmm.
you have to be reborn again. When you say
Hmm.
Christian, what do you mean Christian? You mean America?
Yeah, that's right.
America is not a Christian. I mean, there's a Christians, there's not a Christians. As you see, there's people, they support gays, they support lesbian, they hate, you
Hmm.
know. So don't judge this way, my friend. This is have nothing to do with the Christians. The word Christian is not someone. Jesus said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of
Mm-hmm.
my Father, but the one who do his will. So we don't say shahada like Muslims, and we are, that will make us Christians. We don't believe in such a
Mm-hmm.
garbage. If you believe in Jesus, you follow him. You don't do what Jesus said don't do. You don't do the
Mm-hmm.
opposite, and then you claim to be Christian. You don't go and kill and steal and do all kind of disgusting things, and then you say I'm a Christian. So you can say God, God, but God will say to you, as Jesus said, depart away from me, I do not know you. Even those they claim they make miracle, they say we made miracle in your name. He said, you did not
That's
do it
right.
for me, you
Yeah.
do it for your glory. So the wisdom of the Messiah is beyond imagination. This is very, very deep. It's not just love your enemy. If you think about it, this is solution for all mankind to live better. If I love you and you love me as a brother, even though I do not know you, even though you are a Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
even you are a
Mm-hmm.
Muslim, I'm being ordered to love you. Why? Because this is the best way for mankind. It's for my benefit and for your benefit. Love will bring
Mm-hmm.
love, will not bring hate. The Quran in chapter 5 verse 14, it says Allah will spread hate and enmity between mankind, between the Christians, sorry. Okay,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
okay, what is that will do? I mean, is that going to fix us? No, that's
No.
disgusting. But look what Jesus said here. He is asking us to be the medicine of the land, the medicine, which means if the whole land is full of hate, then where's love? Love is
Mm-hmm.
gone. So be the love in this earth. Go and spread your love and teach people how to love. Be the best example of love. So even those who hate you, they might learn from you the value of love.
Mm-hmm.
They will kill you, they will persecute. It's not going to be easy. Imagine I'm going to convince you you are Taliban or ISIS, and now I will convince you that I love you. You know what I mean? It's like Mission
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Impossible. But still you have to go and continue in that message. For love
Mm-hmm.
will be victorious. Love is going to be victorious, and love is God. So I
Mm-hmm.
invite you to follow the message of love, not the message of somebody he called himself a Christian prince. I am
Mm-hmm.
not the one who present Jesus. Who said to you I'm a guy can even speak in his name? I'm no one. You know, uh, a human being is a sinner. You see,
Mm-hmm.
the Bible says God is not a man who lie. The Muslim, they say to us, well, God, he said God is not a man. No, it says God is not
Yeah.
a man
Right.
who will lie. Jesus never lie, he never commits sin. He came to us as a man, but still he is the only one who's perfect. This is why all of us we need salvation. So in
Mm-hmm.
order to judge Christ, don't judge Christ by me.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? Can I speak for his
Mm-hmm.
name? Can I speak for his wisdom? Can I speak for who was he? You want to judge him by his fruits. Here we go. This is the Messiah. Go and read everything about him. See how many
Mm-hmm.
crimes he commit. See how many adultery he did. See how many, how much money he stole. How many tribe he attacked to take their money. This is not true. It's not exist.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Messiah is an amazing person, and you can find things against me as a person. You can say,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Christian Prince, you did lie before." Everybody, there's nobody can claim that he never lied. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice with me here? Jesus said, "If you look at it, says it's been said to you, don't do fornication." And then he
Mm-hmm.
said, if you desire a woman in your eye, you did that by
Mm-hmm.
your heart. So fornication now is
Yeah.
making
That's right.
harder. He's making it harder on us. Even this desiring a woman by your heart is a fornication.
Mm-hmm.
But the Quran says the opposite. He says illa lamam. You remember? Illa lamam.
Mm-hmm.
Al-lamam, they asked Muhammad, what is al-lamam? It's about a guy, his name is Nabhanu Tamar. He came to Muhammad. He said, a woman, she came to me to buy fruits, the palm fruit, the ajwa.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to her, get
Mm-hmm.
inside. And he said to Muhammad, I did with her everything the man do except intercourse. Muhammad, he said to him, don't worry. And she said to him, she's married. He said to him, don't worry. Obviously, her husband is doing jihad. Don't worry. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this is lemon. But the guy, he kissed her, he touched her private part, he have
Mm-hmm.
orgasm. Just because he did not have intercourse, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see the huge difference between the ethic. A
Yeah.
woman, she is married. Muhammad himself, he went to his own son and he flirted with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
right? He
Yeah.
flirted with, and then later he slept with her. We have the Messiah saying, don't even think of to wish a woman she is not yours.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just one page, not
Mm-hmm.
not a book I just presented to you.
That's right.
You cannot find anything wrong there. I mean, it's more than perfect. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So why I will not accept to follow the Messiah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you like to accept him as your Lord?
Yeah, well, like I still like searching. Okay, like I'll still study, and like yeah, if I have any question, like I will again call you.
No, no problem, my friend. You see, I'm not trying to put the pressure on you, but I did
Yeah,
my
right. I
duty.
know. Yeah, yeah,
I did my duty to invite you to accept him,
yeah.
and the Lord is my witness. I did my part, but feel
Mm-hmm.
free always to call. But oh no, my friend, life
Mm-hmm.
life is not guaranteed. We might go and sleep, and we never wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
right.
do what is right. Ask,
Mm-hmm.
read the Bible, read the teaching of Jesus, read who is he, and
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself, can I find something better? If you can
Right,
find
right,
something
right.
better, go. Don't leave Jesus. Who care about Christ?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know, I follow him for no better name under the
Mm-hmm.
sun or in heaven better his name. I could
Mm-hmm.
not find anyone
Uh,
can teach me better, can make of me a better human being. I'm a person. When I was
mm-hmm.
a kid, when I was young, I always, until now actually, I carry my gun with me. It's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I like guns. But when I was young, if you remember, I told you a story. A guy, he came to me and he said to me, promise me you will not do anything to me. This is how scary I was when I was a kid. I go to a fight even if I'm not part of it. So the Messiah, he changed me and he made me who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I used to look for a fight. If I
Mm-hmm.
see, but most of the fight, by the way, even when I was a kid, if I see somebody is short fighting like four guys, I join the short guy. I don't know him. I have no idea who's he, you know, but I join right away because it's not fair. So even when I
Mm-hmm.
was like this saying, not, I mean, doing things which is not right, not let us say not a Christian, you know what I mean? But even that,
Mm-hmm.
it was not for myself, it was for someone else. But the Messiah, he changed us. I met people when I went to Europe, people who used to be criminals,
Mm-hmm.
and the Messiah, he changed their life. But if you met somebody, he is a criminal and he joined Islam, he joined ISIS right away. You know what I mean? A criminal, he
Yeah.
joined Christianity, he became a preacher, he became so peaceful, he became so nice, he became so loving. If you are a
Mm-hmm.
peaceful, nice, loving person, you join Islam, suddenly you hate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Even your father and your parents, you will hate them. In chapter 9 verse 23, where it says you cannot even take your father and your brother as a friends.
Mm-hmm.
So Christ can change my name, which means will make you a child of God, and that means you will be a person of love, and your life will
Mm-hmm.
have different value. You will not be called a slave of God, you will be called a child of God. That's what he said in this chapter. The child of God,
Right.
for God is all about loving, to the point he don't consider you, like, imagine you are nothing, you are, it's like an ant. We're talking about an ant. Like, imagine me, calling an ant there.
Mm-hmm.
She is my, this ant is my child. This is too much love,
Mm-hmm.
the God who created the whole universe, he called me a child of him. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. In Islam, why Allah, he created the heaven and the earth and the human being, the genie and the mankind. وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْإِنسَ وَالْجِنَّ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, right? So I did not
Mm-hmm.
create the ins and the genie for any reason except to worship me.
Worship.
Okay, but
Yeah.
this is not what Christianity is about.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity, that we believe that God created us to be sharing his love with him and to share his kingdom, to
Mm-hmm.
be his children, not to be his slaves. God do not need slaves. I mean, what kind of God you need slaves? I mean, you're God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine if I am,
Yeah.
if I'm a person who can say B is going to be, who need me? I mean, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This will be silly. It's like like now we have a remote control. We push the bomb. God, he do not need that. He say B is going to be. So who need a slave? What I can do to God? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do? Farming. I would give him money. I would give him gold or silver. This is funny. Or do jihad for him? Well, why God don't do jihad for himself? Go and fight. Go and fight. You kill
Mm-hmm.
them. If they are kuffar, they are najis, kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you do it? Islam make you believe that you are fighting for God, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Christianity
right.
make you believe that you are loving for God. If you
Mm-hmm.
belong to me, you love them. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't, stay away from me. When Jesus
Mm-hmm.
he washed the feet of his disciples, they worship him. What, you want to wash our feet? He said to them, if you don't let me do that, you don't belong to me. He
Mm-hmm.
gave us an example that I am God, I wash feet.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? So don't be ever proud.
Mm-hmm.
My followers will be servants, not masters.
Mm-hmm.
You don't claim that you are okay. Now I am the person who is disciple of Jesus, like the Muslim they made caliphate, right?
Caliphate, yeah.
Don't do that. You are going to wash feet. You will be
Mm-hmm.
the most humble. I am your Lord. He did not do it because it's fun to wash the feet of somebody, but he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
show them that if you cannot do what I am, you cannot
Mm-hmm.
belong to I am. Jesus always explained himself. God in the Bible, he is I am. He explained himself as
Mm-hmm.
God by saying I am. So you want to belong to me, you have to
Mm-hmm.
do who I am. I am the humble, I am the loving, I am the giving, I am the merciful, and I prove it every second. Even when Jesus in the cross, he said, Father, forgive them. Forgiving who? The Jews who they are killing him. They don't know what they are doing. Imagine you are in the cross, still you are spreading love.
Mm-hmm.
He is worried about the Jews, and I believe it's more than just a, because he want to tell us don't hate the Jews, because I'm as a
Mm-hmm.
Christian. Oh, the Jews, they killed Jesus, I'm going to go and have war with them, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
Jesus now said in the cross, forgive them, Father, well, Jesus forgive them, that's it, story is over,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was on the
Yeah,
cross,
right.
still he's worried about them. He want to save
Mm-hmm.
them from their own hands. Even the Jews, they were screaming, his blood in our hand, his blood is in our hand. He was saying, forgive them, Father, they don't know what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he spoke of love and he proved it. Imagine I'm crucifying you, putting nails in your hands, and you are worried about me and say, God, forgive Christian Prince.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. There's
Yeah,
no
right.
there's nobody will do that. You will be cursing me, will make God kill you, will make I hate you, and you're in pain,
But
suffering.
do you know the story of Taif, like when the prophet was going to the three kings to give them like invitation?
Yeah, well, this is you mean the letter he sent or when he went?
No, he went the first time he went to Taif.
Yeah, he went to a Taif
Uh,
and they did make fun of him. And
right, right.
one of the
Then
guys
he made
there, he said to him, "If you are there's nobody left to be a prophet from the Arab except you."
yeah, right, right.
You know, yeah. And then
Then
they did beat him
later on,
supposedly. And
yeah,
Muhammad did
right,
not go back to Mecca until his wound because they humiliated him. But the
right,
problem
right.
here in this story, why the Arab rejected Muhammad to that point? I mean, what's wrong
Mm-hmm.
with him? You see, they did not consider him for a second to be a prophet. Even the story that his uncle, the one Muhammad he grew in his house, he refused to accept Islam, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, why the man who you grow in his house is the last one to believe in you? I
Mm-hmm.
will tell you why. Because he know me most. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If you are married to a woman and she live with you, she sleep with you in the same bed or next to you or in the same house, or a brother, he's your brother or your sister, who know them more than your family? Who
Mm-hmm.
know you more than your family? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So his uncle rejected him, for he knew he is not what he claimed.
Mm-hmm.
Even Muhammad says, convert to Islam, convert. If the guy is dying, still he don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he was convinced 1,000,000% that Muhammad is a false prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as the narration says that that guy like Abu Talib, right?
Yeah.
That that guy like he had pride, like he won't accept because he have some pride or something.
Well, what pride have to do with the you see, if I have a pride, my friend,
Mm-hmm.
if I believe that you are a prophet, I'm going to go to hell. The second I believe in you're a prophet, that's mean if I don't believe in you, I will go to hell, right?
Right.
So are we saying pride? And the guy is dying anyway. I mean, after 2 minutes, he's dead. What pride?
Mm-hmm.
What he will lose? I mean, what he will lose? He will lose a job. He's dead. You know what I mean? It's like saying to me, okay, well, if you convert to Islam now, they might fire him because he was working there. The guy is dead, is dying. He's in the bed of death.
Mhm.
And Muhammad is saying to him, say shahada, just say shahada, just say shahada, man, come on, say shahada. The guy, he don't want to do shahada, and he refused to say shahada. So that is a
Mhm.
fabrication. Obviously, he refused him for a reason, and the reason is so clear. Even Muhammad, when
Mhm.
he died, you know, the Muslim, they did not bury him for 3 days.
Mhm.
You know why?
Right.
Because he said that we, the prophets, when we die, the earth does not consume our body,
Oh yeah, right. I
right?
heard this.
So when he
Yeah.
died, did not bury him for 3 days. They believe him that he's saying the truth. Okay, he's a prophet, and the ground
Mhm.
will not consume him, which means his body will not be damaged, right? I mean the flesh, not like any
Mhm.
human. So he will preserve. So why will we bury him? Leave him here. Leave him in the bed of Aisha.
Mhm.
After the second day, the belly of Muhammad start farting,
Mhm.
and it's very normal. If a human being, he, when he die,
Mhm.
there is food inside his stomach, right? So
Right.
that food, is going to expand his belly and will make gas. Bacteria is there, is digesting the food, the bacteria. That is
Mhm.
going to create gas, and then Muhammad start farting, and then the smell became so ugly, and his skin became a green, his nails became a green and blue, as a description. Even Ibn Abbas, he said, "Idfunu sahibakum faqad antan." He became stinky. Bury your friend.
Mhm.
He became stinky. So what happened? Muhammad, he got himself busted even in his death. They believed him that he is a prophet, so they did not bury him because he said that prophets, nothing can consume their body. And then after 3 days he stink to the point they could not even wash him or even change his clothes. They bury him with his clothes because they cannot even take it off. His skin
Mhm.
is demolished. Uh, and in the same time, you ask yourself, what 3 days?
Can you please find me that hadith, please?
Let us do it some other time, my friend, because really I need
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Sure,
I
sure. Yeah,
have
yeah. Okay.
yeah, I have something to do. But
Yeah, yeah.
promise me you will call me again. I enjoy talking to
Yeah,
you.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
You are a nice
I will.
person. I'm happy to have you here, and may the Lord
Yeah,
guide
thank
you
you.
to the truth. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you too.
All right, all right,
Goodbye.
guys.
Okay.
Uh, um, uh, we have a good time with our friend here. He's a nice person, and I pray to the Lord that He will guide him and he will accept the Messiah before it's too late. Uh, for us, when we invite you to the Messiah, we are inviting you to the best. We are not inviting you for a meal. We are not inviting you for a vacation.
I know the Father covers me as the enemy surrounds. My shepherd guards with rod and staff, no sheep remain unfound. By quiet waters I will find my fears have been relieved, and by my loving Savior's side forever I will be. Our God is good to us. Our God